drink.
Oh, that's what I'm about it.
Can we start the show now? All right.
You guys talking about Deadwood. I'm telling you, Ramon, they have pills for that now. I don't have the problem personally, but I mean, you know, they can help you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the basement. We got Lou here with us today, finally.
Cheers.
I've been trying to get this bastard down into the basement to be on the show with us for a while. And if I only knew that all it would take was a bottle of Jägermeister to do it, I'd have set this thing up in a mousetrap a long time ago.
I told you, put that shit in a fucking mousetrap. Put that, tell him it's down
Well, it's gotta be the glue trap. I don't want to snap his neck or anything.
Well, no, you just make one of the things that'll clap right onto his fucking big toe. That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You have an, you have an outstanding big toe?
Not really, but
okay.
You can catch me in other ways.
Outstanding big toe?
Yeah, well, actually, my friend Brian has this thing about you will not date a girl whose little toe is bigger than the big toe. He calls it like LTBTBTB or something like that.
So
all right, back to the comments.
Yeah, way off.
We got a pretty cool gift for you guys out there today. We have John Layman, the creator and author of Chew, which is one of Steve and Ramon's favorite books. As you know, they introduced us to this book a while back about the guy that eats everything and knows pretty much everything about it, the history of it and whatnot. So we got John exclusively on the Pete phone. John, how you doing? And welcome to the basement. Say hello, fellas.
Hello, hey, John.
Hello.
All right, the first question would be, when did you come up with the idea for Chew?
See, that's a question I have no answer for. I've been trying to sell Chew for like 6 or 7 years,
wow.
maybe 5 or 6.
Right.
But to the point where I can't remember where it started. And everyone always asks me that, and I got no answer.
Actually, I got a question for you then.
What's that?
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, I'm very proud of my style, the way I draw. And now, when somebody comes up to you and tells you, like, well, yeah, this is no good, we don't like it. Now, at what point do you kind of say, okay, well, I need to change it, or fuck you, this is the way I'm doing it and I like this? So, I mean, like 6 years, you had people telling you no, right?
Well, I also, I wasn't pushing it real hard.
Okay.
Like, I would pitch it to Vertigo, I'd wait 6 more months, and I'd pitch it to a different Vertigo editor. And a lot of it wasn't real feedback. It was people not getting back to me or finding... No one ever said it sucked. No, that's not true. A few editors, they'd be like, what are you working on? And I'd be like, well, it's this bird flu cannibal thing. And they'd pat me on the back. They're like, yeah, good luck with that. And they'd walk away. But that's not really like sort of good criticism, because a lot of people just didn't give it the time of day. At what point do you say, you know, fuck you? It sort of just depends on how you feel about the work and how much respect you have for the person giving you the advice.
Cool.
You know, if you think your work is strong and someone's telling you you're not, go with your gut, not, you know, some idiot, not some, you know, I would take the advice of a fellow artist over an editor. Speaking as an ex-editor at Wildstorm, editors aren't art experts, you know, artists are.
Good advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Psychopath?
Yeah,
please.
How do you pronounce it? Is it Cybopath? Kybopath?
You know what? I've been pronouncing it different in every interview just to fuck with people. So I'm going to say, I'm saying it's Chibopath. Definitely Chibopath.
Yes.
And I'll say something different in my next interview.
Awesome.
Now, in Chew 7, the character Wu, she dies in the first... And the same... Is she coming back or is she gone? She's done.
No, she's dead.
She's done? Okay.
How are you going to kill such massive tits like that?
Ramon really wants to know, did you have the idea for the huge tits, or was that the
all
artist?
Rob. I said, Rob, make her hot. And that's what
Hot
happened.
equals big tits.
Obviously. That's logical.
That's why I said it.
It's crazy.
Now, there is a huge payoff. Well, it's not a huge payoff. It's a very sort of subtle gag that will make all of 7 worthwhile coming at issue 11, where you meet another USDA agent. And you won't feel so bad that this one died.
Is that the third Cybopath?
No.
Oh, all right.
So it's someone who's hotter, I guess.
Yeah, it's just another hot chick.
Okay.
Awesome. That's all that matters.
Okay.
You can never have too many hot chicks running around.
No, never.
I agree.
You also currently signed to Cryptic Studios?
No. I was working on Champions Online
Yeah.
until about October, and I pretty much, I mean, it was like a 150-hour game. Took like 2.5 years, and then Chew was really taking off. And the video game industry is really different from the comic book industry. Like, the people, you would think they're the same sort of, like, nerd, but they're not.
Same breed of
And, I don't know. I felt like a stranger in a strange land. I never completely fit in.
Kind of like a
So I
Star
told
Wars
them-
fan in a Star Trek convention or something.
Exactly.
There we go.
So when the game came out, I'm like, you guys, I'm leaving. And they're like, no, we pay you too much. You'll never leave. And I'm like, I don't care. I'd rather be in comics and poor.
Now, are you and Rob staying on Chew for the foreseeable future, or do you still see yourself taking a break?
Well, Rob does all the art. He's doing, the coloring, the inks, and he's amazing. He gives me an ink page in the morning, and then he gives me a colored page in the morning, and then before he leaves his office in the evening, he gives me an ink page. So the page he gives me that evening, I see in color the next morning.
Wow. That's impressive.
He's a page-a-day guy. That being said, there's conventions, there's holidays, there's vacations. By issue 8, he's getting a little bit tired. So we're going to take a 1-month break between issues 10 and 11. Between story arcs. And we may do that, do 5 issues on, and then we'll have the trade that month. So we'll always have some Chew stuff.
Okay.
But I don't want to kill Rob,
No.
Sounds like about the time to re-up the guy's Ritalin prescription anyway. How do you do that?
I don't know how he
That's
does it.
a schedule.
He's so professional, and he's like ridiculously young. Works super hard. Kind of makes me sick.
And how do you pronounce his last name?
Guillory.
Guillory. Okay.
But that's what I've been calling him. I never asked.
So it could be completely wrong. We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob is committed. Like we've said, we want to go 60 issues. Like
nice.
a 5-year run, and it'll be like a 6-year run with a couple skip months here and there.
Right.
But Rob wants to do it all. And originally I thought I'd get like fill-in artists and stuff, but Rob's like, no, let me do it all, and I'm happy with that.
And now this will be a contained story, just 1 through 60, and then that's it?
Yeah, it's
Nice.
Transmed, it's Y, it's Preacher, it's all these
Nice.
sort of novels.
Do you already have the ending?
have an
now?
ending, and I know the ending.
Okay.
That was going to be my question. Like, you've been pitching it for so long, you must have at least, the whole thing conceptualized. As far as, future storylines go.
Every issue I write, lends itself to a new story, and I know really solidly what's going on until about, 30, and then I also know how it ends. And I told Rob, when this character does this, we're in Endgame. And that's the beginning of the end. But I really don't know between, 30 and 50. But again, I'm introducing all these new characters, so, more and more stories are presenting themselves. So I figure I've got, 2 years, worst case scenario, I cut it down. But I think I'm going to have plenty of stories.
Awesome.
Now, you've written some mainstream comic books, Gen 13, Thundercats, and so forth.
Yeah.
This is really way out of the fucking box, man.
Well, a lot of my stuff is pretty weird.
Base
Bay City Jive,
Bay City Jive, Puffed.
Puff. But even my Thundercats. Have
Dog
any
of
of you
War,
guys
yeah.
read Dogs of War?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I think I
mean,
have that one here.
That was kooky.
The Who Let the Dogs Out gag and
No, I haven't even tried yet. That means I have the
I
regular
don't know if
issues
you
of
read my
Dogs of War.
Scarface, but Scarface by through IDW with Dave Crossland,
No.
same artist who did Puff. That shit is crazy, and I can't believe they let me get away with it. And
We'll have that eBay tomorrow.
yeah, the highlight for me was Death by Colostomy Bag.
Wow.
But Marvel Zombies, Army of Darkness, Ted Jansen.
I'll take that.
I've done a lot of weird stuff. Like even the mainstream tends to be a little kind of off kilter.
But that's a good thing.
So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what your question was.
No, it just seems so. I mean, when I first read Chew, it
Compliment,
just
I guess,
surprised
yeah.
the shit out of me. I mean, it's so out of the fucking box. I mean, we got agents for the fucking FDA, USDA.
That's the best. That's the best thing for me is that they're such badass characters working for relatively boring agencies.
Yeah,
that's like one of the best things.
Truly creative.
It was definitely an oddball when like Steve and Ramon were the first ones to start reading it. And they're like, here, check this out. And I was like, what's it about? He's like, well, this guy eats stuff and he knows everything about it. And I was like, what? And I read it and I was like, all right, that was really good. I don't know how you'd come up with something like that, but it was it's been a great ride so far.
That was the problem because when I was pitching it, I'd be like, "Oh, psychic-cannibal," and they're like, "Oh yeah, tell me more." And then I'd tell them more, and they'd be like, "Ew, bird flu." The more I talked, the less people wanted it. So finally, I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna find an artist, pay an artist, and do it myself."
So what was
and I'll get 5 issues. It'll be a weird cult thing that a few people will like. And then maybe I'll get my money back down the road, and then I'll do 5 more issues in a couple years, and 5 more issues in a couple years, and it just took off, and I don't understand. I mean, I'm happy, but I still I have a kind of a low opinion of the comics industry sometimes.
It's understandable.
And it shocked me in a way that I never expected that this would take off.
Oh.
Still shocks me.
What did you finally say to convince the right person to go along with it?
Well, here's the thing. I never exactly pitched it like I was, because I'm friends with everybody.
You just
I've
showed
been
up one
in
day
since '95. So I call William at Avatar. I call Eric Stevenson at Image, and I'm not really pitching. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm working on. You got any artists who are good that would accept a page rate? And basically it was like a backdoor pitch. And everyone's like, yeah, good luck with that. And Eric Stevenson said, ooh, I like this. Find me a good artist, and I'll do it. So after all this, pitching to certain people, I'd kind of given up on pitching. I thought, okay, I'll just make it and then sell it. And then Stevenson went for it.
Nice.
So I got really lucky.
And how'd you find Rob?
Brandon Jerwa introduced me to him. And Brandon does, stuff for Dynamite, and he did G.I. Joe and licensed shit. And he was doing this Tokyo pop book with Rob, and he showed me Rob's stuff. And Rob's got a manga style, a painterly style. Rob's very diverse. And I saw a lot of it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this guy. And then we met, and he did a sample page, and I had told him I had pitched it to Vertigo, and he did it really sketchy and ugly and Vertigo style, and I'm like, nah, this isn't what I want. See that animation shit on your website? That's what I like. And the funny thing was that was his real style. Oh. And everything else was editors saying, no, draw like this guy, draw like that guy. And he said I was the first guy who told him, draw like yourself, draw the way you want it. So it's completely liberating to him.
And ironically, that's one of the things that, because for a while I was trying to get into the comic industry, and that was one of the things that was bothering me was no, then that's why my question came from. I've got a lot of people telling me that my style isn't comic book styled enough, and I'm kind of but I don't want to draw any of the big name guys.
See, that just means you haven't found the right project. You got to find the project to fit your style. And I told Rob, I want someone lighter, because if you go a Vertigo house style, it's going to be a really ugly book. Cannibalism and eating poo and eating dogs and stuff. But if you draw it like this cartoon thing, you're laughing at it. And that's I wanted a book that I could read.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's true, yeah.
Are you working on your next project? In your mind and whatnot, trying to figure it out? Or are you just writing?
Sorta. I mean, I'm kind of enjoying just working on one.
As you should.
And,
especially this one, a success.
Yeah, you never want to spread yourself too thin.
No.
I think we had that hobby discussion last time.
Again, I'm writing one comic, and Bendis writes 6. I mean,
yes, but yours is good. That's the difference. It's exactly what I mean. Don't spread yourself too thin.
What are you reading in the comic book business?
Well, I like The Goon. I like Mike Mignola.
We love The Goon too.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of writers rather than books, and I think most experienced comic book readers sort of give up on the characters and follow writers. I love Warren Ellis. I'll read Ed Brubaker because he's my friend, and Matt Fraction, and a lot of guys that I kind of rose through the ranks with,
Right.
except they made it. Like Fraction and Remender and those guys. But mostly I just read the books of my friends. And, I'll read Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman, and I really like The Goon right now.
Have you met Eric Powell?
Yeah, but I think I read it. I met him prior to sort of knowing who he was. So I haven't really, talked to him as, a fan.
What do you think about, did you read Chimichanga yet?
No, I haven't read that yet.
Okay. All right, I was just wondering what you might
That's
think.
weird.
Yeah.
It was funny, though.
It's funny.
I go to the comic book store once a month, which is when Chew comes out, and then I'll, pick up my stuff there.
Right.
Because Image is so slow that I'll get my books, but, 2 weeks later. So I'll go on day of release and then, buy a bunch of shit.
Nice. Cool.
What did you grow up reading?
Alan Moore. I'm very old. So I was in high school during, the Alan Moore heyday.
Uh-huh.
And I think I was a senior during Watchmen. Senior, freshman in college. But what got me started was licensed books. I read a lot of Michael Golden, Bill Mantlo Micronauts, and ROM, and then Star Wars comics. And I'd read those books. Sort of was the stepping stone to comics. And then I read Roger Stern's Avengers, and I read Firestorm, and Wolfman Perez, Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And actually Byrne Claremont X-Men. I mean, that was me in high school.
Great fucking runs.
Absolutely.
More Marvel than DC.
Sadly enough, that's what we
Pretty much what we do, yeah. Even now, that holds true.
Yeah.
Which is sad, 'cause
I
DC's putting
can't
out the best
follow
movies.
DC most of the time.
Yeah, well, DC's only got Green Lantern and Blackest Night as far as I'm concerned. Everything else can go scratch its
Have
own
you been
ass.
reading Blackest Night at all?
No, fuck no. No offense to Jeff Johns or whoever writes it, but I don't read stunt books. I don't read a lot of Siege or whatever Marvel's doing either because
I don't recommend Siege either.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I can't afford the $80 a month or whatever it is to.
I like that term you use, stunt books.
Yeah.
We're going to have to steal that one on you, just so you
That
know.
being said, House of M Fantastic Four was really good.
The exception to the rule.
Hey, man, thanks for being with us. It's been great
Yeah,
talking to you.
sure.
I think now it's time for
have
that
seen
drink.
the podcast and I enjoy it.
Pour yourself a drink.
Yep.
Come on.
Here's to you,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, cheers.
Lots of luck.
He's had his fair.
Here's Chew
Could
8.
have at least sipped
Oh,
the Gatorade.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
No one has seen this. No one on Earth except for Image.
Wow.
Here's the Chew 11 cover.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Nice, thanks.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
Ron.
Awesome. Take care.
Oh, man.
John Layman, everybody.
Hey! Back to the rum.
Now that I think about it, I really want to know what would happen if, the dude Chip threw up.
What didn't he ask?
Because I didn't think of it until now.
We'll go back in the time machine.
So, right off the bat, we have Blackest Night, Secret 17. We have a Catman fighting a giant cat. Is the cat dead? 'Cause I didn't read this.
No, that's what's left of the current Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Suicide Squad. Yeah,
Giant
Suicide
cat?
Squad. Yeah.
Okay.
And what's the guy who's shooting everybody?
Deadshot?
Yeah,
Deadshot's
Deadshot's
awesome.
running around. Making
It's
some people
fantastic
dead.
book.
This is on you guys, and I have not picked up a single solitary
Well,
book this
last
week, and you
week,
didn't get anything that I read.
What's her name? Who did they kill?
Art's pretty.
Who came back to life and they killed him?
Who didn't?
Well,
This
that's
chick, Yasmin, whatever her name
Yasmin
is.
something, yeah.
Well, last week was Suicide Squad number 67?
Yes.
They brought that
Cool
back
shot
as one
at
of the
Deadshot.
books Blackest Night's doing,
It was a good shot in the end.
and it continues here, and it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Pain is in
Bill
there.
Simone
Yeah.
and Ostrander are doing a sick job, and I would so fucking recommend it. Just pick it up, and you'll like it. And
Is this
It's
a
nice
one-issue
to
stint
see
as far as Blackest Night
Ostrander's
goes?
work.
what?
I remember Ostrander's work from years ago. To see his work
Oh,
really
wow, that
growing.
was awesome.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see
Yeah.
that. Like, rather than some of these
Show the
other
camera.
artists, Rob Liefeld,
We fall
who
over.
don't go anywhere with their
No, at all.
artwork.
So this book picks up right after last week's Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any. The next issue won't be.
Yeah, it's still kind of related to this.
Will be?
Yeah, it looks like it.
I'm hoping they still keep the Suicide Squad around because it's such an interesting.
So now we also have Blackest Night Catwoman.
No, does she have an ongoing?
If I
or
can
is that-
say,
No, that's a canceled book that they're bringing back
Right,
to life
because of the Blackest Night.
Yeah.
yeah.
if I can say the fucking thing that was great about this, Marcos Mars, artwork awesome.
Yes,
Number
yeah,
one.
yeah,
it's good.
Number two, you got the fucking divas going on in there, whatever the hell
Harley
that was.
Quinn and-
Harley Quinn.
Sirens.
Sirens. I'm sorry, it was
Yeah.
Sirens.
The Gotham Sirens. I love that book.
And they are beautifully drawn.
Yeah.
This
Is it
oh,
same
really?
artist?
It's a great book. It's
Yeah.
fucking sick and violent and
Gotham City Sirens is
And
drawn by somebody else.
6 boobies.
6 movies are better than 2.
It's thrice the...
It is
Oh,
really
there's
well
my
done.
girl.
After
Yeah.
a while, your jaws are turning down.
I wish Gotham City Sirens was drawn this well.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I like Gotham
What?
City
It's
Sirens.
so great. That
Yeah, I
fucking
think the
Guy and
art
March.
is fucking-
No,
yeah.
but
Oh,
this
man.
is
Oh,
gorgeous,
man.
though.
This is
This is
way
better. I say this is better.
This is
Yeah.
better?
I think
I think so.
And
Look at Ivy there.
No,
The Ivy looks hot, but
Me
I
and
like
Lucy,
the
no.
I
Harley
like it.
Of course you would like Harley. Man's got a tattoo of Harley on his back.
I do.
Show the world.
Sweet. If I see crack, I'm gonna freak out.
Here's my Harley.
Nice.
Sweet.
I think you meant like a bike.
Dude, we're geeks.
That was a joke.
Hardcore geeks. Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
This is another Back from the Dead.
I actually was going to pick this up, Power of Shazam, issue 48, just because I like anything to do with Black Adam.
That's all you.
The Blackest Night rings, Blackest Night rings,
Yeah.
Black Lantern rings.
Black Lantern rings.
Don't work on magic right. So it brought him back to life, but it doesn't take him over.
Oh,
So he's still
nice.
him?
So
Yeah, so he's fighting
Nice.
another Black Lantern.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
That's cool.
It is
That's
cool.
cool.
idea, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
So far, all of these, except for maybe Weird Western Tales that came out last week, have been pretty good. And speaking of which, have you heard what Marvel announced?
What's
They
that?
get cutting off.
How do we go from DC to Marvel?
No, Marvel wants you, the retailers,
Oh, yeah, to send
cut
their
off
books
50
back.
of these covers, and you get a variant of Siege number 3.
Yeah. A free hit.
what
a free
happened?
Remember that email we talked about?
Tell me about it. Refresh my memory. I haven't
Marvel
checked my
wants
email in days.
retailers to cut up 50 of these covers off.
50 of these Blackest Night covers?
Yes. Of these extra books, right? Back from the Dead books.
Send them back to
Send
Marvel.
them back to Marvel, and you get a Siege variant.
That's
Really?
horrible.
Yeah.
Is it only for retailers or
Now-
for all of us too?
Is that
Retailers.
fucked up or is that genius?
That is, well, that's
It's a little
a
of both.
fucked
That's
up
a
brand.
little
It's
of both. Little of both.
little from column A, little from column B. That's basically Joe Quesada punching Dan Didio in the dick.
Cop punch.
Yeah.
So it's both.
Wow, that's really fucked up.
That
The
is,
more,
yeah.
the more that settles
Doesn't
in.
surprise me. Doesn't surprise me.
I read online that a lot of retailers.
So, in other words,
Are they
they
gonna
want
do
it.
yeah, they
Piss
are.
off.
They are.
They're doing
Like,
it.
God damn it, I can't believe this.
Do we have like I mean, now that's generally good. You're talking about 50 of these covers, $50 at $3 a piece. Now that's already a $150 variant, plus whatever the retailer can put on top of that. You're talking about a $250
It's a
variant.
Deadpool
Easily.
variant.
Before
too.
you even go there.
It's a Deadpool variant. Who the fuck gives a goddamn
Actually,
shit?
that would be
So in
me.
other words,
I'm
we're
the one
supposed to,
getting
they're
it.
supposed to tear up good stories and rip them all up and then give you a shitty fucking story.
With
Sure.
I'm not gonna say an equally shitty character because Deadpool's cool when
Deadpool's-
done
I
right,
love Deadpool.
but he's over fucking done.
Oh,
Right
God,
now,
yeah.
yes.
He's the new Wolverine.
Yeah, he's
the new
on the
Wolverine.
ladder right below
Yeah.
Wolverine.
What does he
Not
have
for
to do with
nothing.
Siege at all?
I actually heard a rumor that the cover is going to
They're
be
gonna
the
bunch of
original wall for the Spider-Man cover, and it's a perfect wall.
You haven't gotten over that, have you?
no, I
What
really
was that?
I'm
haven't.
sorry to hear that. Something about a wall, maybe Spider-Man. He's bitter.
I am.
We're all allowed.
Drink some more.
I am. I have to.
Rebels.
I'm telling him to drink.
I'm much more pleasant when I'm drunk.
Rebels 12. Good
I don't see
shit.
what it stands for once and for all.
I don't know. They say it sometimes, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Really energetic boys entering law school, but it's not.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That was Adam thing.
It's DC's sci-fi book. It really is, and it's fucking good. It
Yeah.
is. It really is fucking good. I recommend it. It started off horribly slow. No, it's good.
But you know what? Go
Okay.
back to like a lot of the old style movies and stuff. And a lot of the older movies, they started really slow because they would set up a lot of the shit that would happen
Exposition.
later on.
Yeah.
Right.
So is that what was going on, or like where those first couple issues? They started slow,
Yeah.
but it's setting up.
Like
What's
this is
going on
12,
now?
and it's still the same story that was happening in the beginning with Starro trying to conquer
That
his
is
part
long.
of the universe.
12 issues.
Yeah, it is. It is
long,
fucking long.
yeah.
It's
Long for a setup.
It's a trade
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Go trade.
So on to something that you shouldn't buy or pick up the trade.
Oh wait, who's it from?
Marvel.
Marvel.
Of course.
Oh, I thought you meant. I mean,
No.
Ramon buys everything. I can't even chastise him.
No. Who's it from?
Marvel.
Marvel comic.
On to Marvel, we have Invincible Iron Man 22, which they still haven't plugged this asshole back into his brain yet. Now Doctor Strange is doing some mystic shit on him. I thought Don Blake was going to heal him.
He healed his body.
Isn't Doctor Strange not the Sorcerer Supreme anymore?
No, but
No, he's
still
not. We need Brother Voodoo, but actually Tony Stark was a racist and he doesn't want a black man working over him, so we needed to get Doctor Strange back.
But Iron Man, Tony Stark's having an out of armor experience. Or something,
Yeah,
right?
something like that. He's in some weird world. Where
Crap, don't buy it,
Yeah.
don't read it.
Really?
Next.
wait till after Siege when the new Iron Man's announced with that glowing
There's
armor.
a whole bunch of new shit coming out after Siege
shit?
there. New shit.
Nude shit.
No, don't say nude. You're next to Ramon. Let you want the table to fucking tilt. Don't do that. Don't be ridiculous. As far as we've heard now, they're canceling all the Avengers books.
Yes.
Which,
Yes.
thank God.
Yeah.
Because
But they're
Mighty
relaunching
sucks.
Oh, I hate
Mighty has sucked like
You're
since day
still
one.
collecting them.
I am
told
not.
you, I gave
I am
up.
not.
You gave up?
He is. The only Avengers book I'm still on is Dark Avengers because it's the only fucking halfway decent
I
one.
collect them all.
I gave up on New Avengers once they had to heal Luke Cage in the hospital.
Pokemon Avengers.
Have they healed Luke Cage? What's going on with that?
No, I haven't read it.
Pikachu, little shield.
Like, I still like them. I haven't read it in a few months. Like, ever since it really started sucking, I haven't read it. Nicely done. Good save, bro.
Pikachu with Iron Man's armor.
I got nothing.
The next one.
Realm of Kings, Imperial Guard. The sequel to
Pikachu.
War of Kings, still, all of the little titles that are going on. We have Imperial Guard, we've got...
Those two are good. Imperial Guard and Inhumans are
Yeah.
good. But they're gonna do a Realm of Kings, Son of Hulk.
Why? He
they
didn't have anything to do with it!
But they've got to
No,
milk
it's a
it.
difference.
They got to milk
He
it for
has two.
everything.
You have 2 kids?
It's
I
two
have
kids.
nipples, Rich. Can you milk me?
boys.
Yeah, 2 boys.
There's a daughter too, right?
No.
What are we doing here?
I got my.
I thought it was time for
I
that.
milked it for some alcohol.
Wow.
And that's what I get for opening my mouth.
You could have gotten something.
I see our director drinking in the background. Roger's getting drunk because he just can't look at it anymore.
All right.
I'm glad you hit that. Just in time for Punisher Max Kingpin.
The most ridiculous thing of ever.
The most ridiculous fucking story ever.
Yeah, but-
now, wait a minute,
Got some of the worst.
Before we even get to this particular issue, for anybody that didn't see my rant last week, I'm going to...
That's not him, though. I don't think it's
I'm going to
It's not right- it's
collect
not-
my rant in, I'm going to be a little bit calmer about it.
Jason Aaron
And
this time.
this goes into my exact argument about Grant Morrison and other writers like that.
But I thought you
people who
loved
come...
Grant.
I do love Grant Morrison.
I
Everyone
love
knows
Grant
I love
Morrison,
him.
but
He is the most amazing writer... I'm sorry, I can't even get through that statement with a fucking straight face.
Go ahead, back to the
He's
podcast.
terrible.
You're not his Facebook friend?
He has absolutely no respect. You're a dick. You're a dick. Punisher Kingpin has absolutely no
Random
respect.
Morrison,
Shut the fuck up, Met fan. Shut the fuck up.
There's another one over there.
Punisher Kingpin has absolutely no respect for the history that has been set before it.
No, it's
The
true.
Like
Punisher-
Morrison was on X-Men. He did the same fucking thing.
Absolutely.
That's what he's talking about,
Yeah, no, it's horrible. First of all, when you think about it now, you have already established the Punisher Max universe, which, as we know, is separate from Marvel from the original 616, whatever the fucking number, the 718 universe. For lack of a
You
better idea.
change the history of it.
Right. You don't mention people that the Punisher is killed in the late 90s to mid 2000s and say he did this all before Wilson Fisk ever in the first place rose to power as the Kingpin of crime in New York. The Kingpin appeared in 1968, if my dates are correct. Amazing Spider-Man number 50. At this time, as we all know, the Punisher was a Vietnam vet. The Vietnam War didn't end until around 75, so what the fuck is he doing in New York to kill the Kingpin and anybody coming before him as the Punisher? It wasn't until Punisher Born, which Garth Ennis wrote, thank you for that. It wasn't until Punisher Born that set the stage for him being in Vietnam and flipping the fuck out that makes him become, like, it kind of starts off the water boiling to become the Punisher in the first place.
Well,
This is a piece of shit.
It's magic. We don't have to explain.
I was just gonna say, it's a very easy explanation. They retconned it with magic.
Don't do that. Don't even
Mephisto came in.
Don't
Mephisto,
say that.
You know Mephisto's behind all that.
He absolutely is. This could have been a good story. It could have been a decent story about Wilson Fisk's re-rise to power as he's done in Daredevil.
Absolutely.
That would have been, that's what I thought it was about,
yeah.
which is why I was excited about it in the first place. Now you have this piece of shit which totally revamps our history books. It revamps the Vietnam War, you cocksuckers! Please go on to the old naked bitch in this issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got to show that.
No, we don't.
No, but we do now.
We're not gonna show
We do
it.
now. Here it is, guys. Ready? 3, 2. It's only going to be on for a second, so get ready because we don't want to show it too long. 3, 2, 1. Old naked bitch. There you go.
Was that a rapper?
What?
Old naked bitch?
I'm pretty sure.
If not, now there will be one.
Before he became 50
I really hope that this is a Punisher Max mini-series, and this is not going to go on much longer. It's probably not. It's going to be probably the starting story to another ongoing, which I've always been an advocate for everything Punisher ever since the Max line started.
Oh, absolutely.
And this, I can't with this.
I like the ones that's left.
Frank Castle, the Punisher, is fantastic now.
Oh, yeah.
That whole Boys in the Bayou.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for the next issue.
You don't like Frank
Franken Punisher.
Don't even fucking mention that shit to me. The Punisher, as far as I'm concerned, does not belong in the regular
I thought Punisher Frank Castle became this. This is separate?
Yeah,
I thought that ended and this started.
is that the case?
Because we haven't seen... have you seen Punisher Frank Castle anywhere?
No, that's true. I
it
have.
came out.
But no, not since the Bayou story.
Yeah.
That's in '75.
1970.
With
I thought that ended
the 5 stories.
Well,
and
the other
thing.
Punisher where he was fighting
He was in
The rednecks in the Bayou.
Yeah.
That
stopped.
I thought that, yeah.
That was 70. That ended in '74. Then there was '75, which was the five different short stories that came around Christmas.
that giant
And now
size
this.
shit, that $6 one.
And I thought
So apparently this is the new fucking Max line.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And what a horrible way to start it. So I'm pretty much gonna I'm gonna chime in on Punisher after this arc, and hopefully it gets better because I really hope this is one.
It's
book that they
Marvel,
don't
you know
ruin.
it's not.
But you know what? I would hold that statement true, except the Max line has always been like my escape from the regular Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And right now this is a piece of shit because the beauty of the Max universe was it never included any of the other characters. There was never a crossover with Daredevil, Spider-Man, Wolverine, who still deserves his own Max line as far as I'm concerned. And there was no villains like the Kingpin. And Garth Ennis said that when he originally started this shit. I'm not gonna do that to the Max line. And here we have it ruined. Thank you, assholes. Conan from Dark Horse.
Boobies. Orgy.
Yeah, he had his orgy.
Awesome.
It's a
That
one-shot.
makes it wonderful.
Dark Horse is doing these one-shots.
Yeah, you said so. Let me take a look at this because I'm a big Conan fan.
And I get them.
He's a
Goon
big
did
Conan
one.
He's a big Conan fan, but he's not a big orgy fan.
What?
I never said I
I'm
didn't
a big
like
Conan fan, but I'm not.
But
a
he's
big
more
Jason
excited
Isle
about
fan.
the Conan.
I slept through a threesome once. Swear to God. Some girl was texting me, "Where are you?" I was asleep. I was drunk, passed the fuck out, in like 2 rooms away.
Wow.
Because God hates me. If you need further proof that God hates me, that is it. That is it.
That's sad.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit.
Well played. Well played.
So Dark Horse has a bunch of one-shots. Goon, Buffy,
One-shot, yeah.
Hellboy, Ape Sapiens coming out with another one. Get them. They're thick,
Well drawn.
big
Yeah,
ass
right.
books.
Yeah.
Typical old Conan style.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it.
It's some good shit.
Yeah.
I would so recommend.
A lot of good
this.
action scenes.
Conan the Librarian.
I like the
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? Weird Al, we hardly knew ye. We still know ye. You're awesome.
Too bad he's gone.
He's not gone.
Oh, he's still alive?
Yeah. He was just on the Jimmy Fallon show, like what, 2-3 weeks ago. This is some new shit we discovered.
Looks good.
Roger Ramon and I attended a comic book brunch here in Williamsburg the other day.
We do
and
brunch.
We are very thankful to all of the cool people that we met there. We thank
Yeah.
J.K. Woodward for inviting us in the first place.
We love this shit too.
We thank our friend Adri Cohen for setting the whole shit up and letting us be able to meet all of these people. And we look forward to the next time we can do that. We're going to actually have a couple of those guys on the show. We got a bunch of free stuff, a bunch of indie works that we're dying to show Adam because indie stuff is really his forte,
Good
so
shit,
we're waiting for him to see it. But some of the other stuff that we got to pick up, and there's a bunch of free comics for the taking. And what we found was this book by Image, which you may not have heard of because none of us ever did, Viking.
I heard of it, but I didn't go for it because I was picking up Northlanders from Vertigo,
Which is similar,
Yeah.
right?
which
Yeah.
is Viking-ish, you know. And
This shit is off the
Somebody-
fucking hook ridiculous.
he showed it to me on Sunday. Wednesday I went and I picked it up. All 4 issues that are out and available. It's fucking larger than usual size print.
Yeah.
It's pretty much
$2.99.
almost Golden Age size.
The art is it is actually.
I was gonna say,
the art
the
is
art-
fucking gorgeous.
Being somebody who I always talk about the artwork on whenever I'm on here, and the one thing I gotta say is, and I said this before, the artwork reminds me a lot of like the old '90s, like when the golden age of when you
Yeah.
had like the
Early 90s.
yeah, early '90s.
Before
Early
the 90s got gimmicky and
You
shitty.
mean the late 80s?
The late 80s to early 90s books.
Yeah, like 90, 91 type
Yeah.
artwork.
when I first got into comics, and everything was awesome.
It
Like
really
the
has
beginning,
that
the
feel.
dawn of the Jim Lee era kind of
Yes,
stuff.
exactly.
Right.
Miles
Exactly.
Pacheco.
You talk about like Eric Larson was back still on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It was right before Bagley arrived.
Sebastian
Nice.
on X-Men.
Yeah.
Right,
Very nice.
X-Men. Everything was awesome
good,
then.
yeah.
This artwork is
Gorgeous.
so good. I mean, pick it up just to take a look through the artwork, but the story's off the fucking hook. It pulls no punches. There's blood, guts, and everything in this thing.
And sex.
I mean,
Ramon, come on.
You surprised? Really?
People might think
Guys,
you're reading a
really?
magazine when you're on the train. So, you know.
chances are good if Ramon's buying it, there's titties in it somewhere. But Pete's Basement approved Viking from Image Comics. Go check that shit out.
Yes.
Now, let's actually,
That's it.
That's it. Oh, wait.
2 more pieces.
Now, you wanted to cover this. Ed Hannigan covered from Marvel Comics.
Hero
on a more
Initiative.
serious note.
Ed Hannigan is cover artist.
Now, for
He's done
anything
shit for
published by the
longest.
Hero Initiative is usually for some kind of charity. They are one of the biggest promoters in the comic book industry. They do all kinds of signings and stuff like that, and all the proceeds go to various charities. There's never a single one. So it's
Writers
usually
and
different every
comic
time.
creators and such in need. Because, back then artists got fucked over, so they didn't have much money.
As far as rights and shit go for your stories.
Steve Ditko. What?
So-
Oh, this is really cool.
Yeah, exactly. They're redoing his covers, his classic covers.
What, have like little kids doing it? All right, so
It varies.
that's awesome.
And it's just incredible. It's hot.
It's cool, yeah.
Right now he's he has a severe multiple sclerosis.
Right.
And pick it up. It's what,
Wow, that's
$2.99?
nice.
This came out when? Last week?
Support him. Yeah, last week that came out as well as the next book.
I would actually like to really, really pick this up. This is,
Really nice.
yeah.
How long
it's
ago
really
did,
good.
when were you talking about it the first time in the segment?
The
Like
first
6
time I
months
spoke
ago?
about it was a few months ago
God, I remember
with
that one.
Yeah.
J. Scott Campbell cover. I remember
Right.
that,
Yeah.
and some other thing, and a Grendel cover.
Randall, right.
That was that was a few months ago. Actually,
That's some nice stuff. How much
Yeah.
is it?
It's probably covered, $2.99 or whatever. Okay, $5.99.
Right now.
But you know what? It's for a good cause.
Charity. Let's be real.
Pick this up, guys. Ed Hannigan
Pete's Unite.
covered. Pete's Basement is completely in accordance on this. It's one of the first times that's ever happened. It's probably because Adam's not here. But I think even Adam would agree
Adam
to
would
this.
agree.
Yeah, he would
Can we get him on the phone?
I'll text.
And finally, we have the Wolverine Weapon X100 project. Now, this is...
I
they
would've-
did this with Ultimate Spider-Man for a while. They did a bunch of different covers,
The
had a
100.
bunch of artists do a whole bunch of different covers,
It
and
was
I'm just tossing
Ultimate
through this
100.
now. Right, it's Ultimate
I just
100.
gotta tell you though, J. Scott Campbell is in it.
J.
so-
Scott Campbell's in this?
Yeah.
Take a look.
Where the hell is J. Scott Campbell in it? Like,
It might be.
It's in alphabetical order.
All right, it's in alphabetical order.
So-
It's-
There you go, right there.
Oh, yeah, here it is. What the hell happened to Wolverine's waist, man?
He's a man up top and a woman down below.
What's up?
Ouch.
You liked that, didn't you?
I did.
That was good.
You like J. Scott Campbell too?
Who?
Oh.
I'm sure.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, but what happened to Wolverine's waist? I do like that stuff. Honestly, we hire
hot
women
too.
to come in and
No,
punch me in
Wolverine's
the
a pretty
face.
girl there.
No.
He is
Did
a
you see
pretty
Dale
girl.
Keown?
Yeah.
Keown, yeah.
Keown. His version of Wolverine, sick. Right there, right there.
Oh shit,
Oh,
that's
wow.
sick.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
If you're a comic book fan and you want to know how different artists draw, see
What the
you
fuck
like
happened
and
to Joe
whatnot,
Jusko's one?
this
He
is the
fucking
shit.
pooed his pants.
Yeah, he
With
lost-
all of his
Look
the
at
face.
this!
Like that.
I have soiled myself. What's that? That's fucking awesome. You know what? If you're a Wolverine fan overall, he's grabbing his cock in Bart Sears one, and I think he forgot
Bart
to
Sears
retract the
still draws?
claws.
Yeah, remember he used to draw those muscular
Yeah.
freaks? Oh, geez.
Yeah, this
and
is a
Wizard
muscular
too.
freak. But he forgot about the legs.
Yeah. It's just one.
It's just actually one big leg. Unless the dividing line is somewhere within this claw right here. Oh, man. It actually looks like the line was right there and he erased it but couldn't get the fucking mark out completely. This is what happens when artists critique artists'
Yes,
work.
it's
We're
fun.
vicious.
Oh, yes.
But you know what? For $12.99, I would recommend you go buy this book on Amazon for $6 or $7.
No. Buy it in the store. It's a Hero Initiative book.
Okay, all right. It is a Hero Initiative book. It's on the back. I did not see that.
On the bottom, too, on the front.
And on the bottom, two in the front. This is going to the same
Blind
charity.
fucker. What, you masturbate too much when you were a kid?
Grandma told you you'll go blind.
Exactly.
This one's for the general Hero Initiative. That one's more specifically for Ed Hannigan.
Okay.
Okay, in that case, go spend your $13, spend your $6, spend your $18. Go to the store. Pete's Basement does math. Stay in school, kids, and read.
Don't buy Spider-Man that week. And
Don't buy
this.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
that week.
You're not
Reading
missing
is fun.
anything?
Yeah, don't buy all 4 fucking variant covers. Don't buy any of the variant
He's
covers.
gonna do it,
Buy any
so
of the
don't worry.
covers, period.
I'll do it for you.
Warning, warning. bullshit alert.
And pick up these 2 books from the Hero Initiative. Give your money to a worthwhile cause, not Joe Crescetta.
Cheers.
Finally, we'd like to thank John Layman once more for being with us and, talking to us for a while, taking time out of his day, speaking to us in layman's terms, in his own terms.
I'm sure he's never heard that before.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely fucking making a voodoo doll of me right now.
Actually, I'm the one who said it, so...
I'm the one who gave you the idea.
Fair enough.
Before we started filming. So, thank you all, everybody, for writing into us about the, Barry, Wally, Dick, and Bruce question. Keep writing to us. We'll have your answers for that. Next week, we'll have a general opinion poll. Hit us up. You know the drill. Thank you, Ramon.
That's a late one. You usually don't do them during these.
No,
That's true, yeah. Questions at Pete'sBasement.com, MySpace.com/Pete'sBasement, Facebook.com/Pete'sBasement. And,
Twitter?
yes, follow us on Twitter. Yes, we Adam Twitters.
We tweet.
We tweet.
I like to twit him.
We twit. We're all
Twitching
twits. We are all twits. Not twats, twits. See you guys next week.
Peace. Here's a better.
His are better.
Yeah, I'm
You recording that?
Is there anything you want us to mention?
Yeah.
No?
Website? Type of girls you like?
People got Google. They can figure that shit out.
Rare STDs.
Look at my left hand. Just search on braces.
Yeah, so is there ever an episode where you're not injured in some way? Mint and rum.
Oh yeah, that's all I drink. No offense.
I'll buy you a bottle of Puerto Rican shit.
Is this shit?
I don't do Bacardi.
Oh, no, I know. My father's shit was different. But one family vacation, he took me to the fucking factory. In Puerto Rico. Hey, happy family vacation. Here's a factory where I'll buy my booze.
What? And I gotta pick up Steve's comics too, so he's like ready to punch me in the face.
Did you know, according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of risk of birth defects, or consumption of alcohol beverages impairs your ability to drive a car, operate maturity, and may cause health problems? Imported by Sidney Frank, Importing Company Corp. Show me.
That explains Pete, doesn't it?
Well, welcome to Lou's Basement. What are we covering today? Oh, you don't fuck with his basement.
Or
There can be only one, Lou.
Oh no! Don't kill me, no!
Ain't gonna be no more accidents.
Oh, yes.
His wife left